Very good morning to everybody. Happy Saturday. Just a FYI too, we send out these notifications of the weather and they'll come through the morning. I think on the one that is going to come out for you in the late morning, I said Sunday morning. So if you see that, just be like, Jeff's an idiot. Sorry. But maybe I'm just really excited to get to the weekend and then get to Sunday. I don't know. But anyway, anybody wake up last night with the booms and the lightning and the rain? It was nothing severe. Excuse me. There was a pretty solid line of rain and storms that moved through. A lot of lightning with it too. Certainly woke me up, woke my dogs up, and Rubble was not happy, and I was up all night with him before I came to work. But packed a punch with some rain, but now it's gone. So besides that one little blip on the radar by high top, there's a light little shower. That's all we have for rainfall right now. And most of today is dry, and it just comes down to how much sunshine can we get. The clouds are going to be real stubborn. So I told everybody on my Facebook page this morning, keep the expectations down about how much sun we'll get today. But temperatures today, no problem. We're in the 60s, even with some clouds. Any kind of sunshine we get will make the day feel better. I imagine that with where we've been at temperature-wise for the last couple of days, with some really warm days, that when you have clouds, it's going to make it feel a little cooler for you. It's a little damp outside. But the temperatures themselves getting up into the 60s today really isn't that bad. And if we can keep it dry like it is now, you can certainly function outdoors. You see a little sun trying to pop right there in Huntsville. That's a good sign right there. When I was driving back, I went home for a second, came back, and there was a little sun trying to pop. So it's going to fight the good fight, and we'll see how much sun we can get. The temperatures themselves right now in the 40s to around 50. We got about 10 to 15 degrees in us today. The winds aren't bad right now, but they will pick up later today and gust to about 20 miles an hour, and they'll turn more northerly. And that's a signal to you that there's a cold front that's going to be moving through the area. This cold front, when it moves through during the evening, may spark a stray shower during the evening, but it's not about the rainfall. It's all about what the cold air behind it's going to bring to the table as we go into tonight, Sunday, Monday, and really right into Tuesday morning. Some really cold air. Would I say like bone-chilling, frigid stuff? No. And when you see 46 on Sunday, you're like, first alert weather day for that. Keep in mind, the sun's going to be deceiving tomorrow. The winds are going to be strong all day. Your wind chill value is 20 to 30, 20s and 30s. And it's going to get colder Sunday night into Monday. So the first alert weather day is really more for like Sunday night into Monday, because we're anticipating wind chill values to be in the teens by Monday morning. And you got to go to school and work that day, right? So also, I wouldn't say the 48 first alert weather day is for like dangerous cold, but it is a pattern change. And it's going to impact how you function on Sunday than you functioned on Thursday when the temperature was 77 degrees in Huntsville, right? So we'll go 64 today. That 20% is for that stray little shower this evening, but most of the day is dry. And then Sunday's bright, chilly, cold, blustery, whatever you want to call it. 46 will feel like 37 in the afternoon. So there's your current temperatures. A lot of 40s, hanging on to some 50s in Gunnersville and Coleman. 50 in Scottsboro as well. The winds, again, picking up later in the day when the front gets closer. And you'll know when that front comes through because the winds will immediately, almost like a switch, like electrical switch, turn it on, and then boom, the winds go. And they'll gust 20 to 25. And once those winds start at 5 p.m., they continue all night long and will continue for the day on Sunday. Even into Sunday night and Monday, it's going to be breezy at times. So with the drop in temperature and you increase the winds, your wind chill values will be really chilly. So 12-hour forecast, your best or highest chance of sun today will be either side of the noontime hour because more clouds with the front will come through later today, and it will be nearly overcast by the time we lose daylight, sometime about 5:34, 5:36, something like that. And the temperatures won't drop like a rock right away. So if you are going to the Havoc game tonight, probably by the time you leave the game, it'll be breezy and much cooler, but it won't get really cold until we're on air tomorrow together and we're about 32 degrees and the difference is starting to be felt across the Tennessee Valley. Then you really feel it on Sunday when the temperatures don't move much and they just kind of get stuck in the 40s all day long. So I broke out the wind chill forecast. It pained me to do so. But how you read this graphic is the air temperatures on top in the blue, And then that purple is what the wind chill value will feel like. And you can see by 6 a.m., 7 a.m. tomorrow, the air temperatures may be right around freezing, which is 32 degrees, but it will feel like 24, 26. So certainly a big change in the forecast. After hitting some record high temperatures this past Thursday, we're going down temperature-wise. You expect that in February and March to have some ups and downs. We certainly will be on the downside of things going into tomorrow. The wind chill values, I'll probably use this graphic tomorrow morning too, because I have a feeling that when I use it for tomorrow, I'll be showing Sunday night into Monday's wind chill values, and those will probably be more like 12, 13, 14. So even colder air as we go into Sunday night into Monday. So it's like a 2.5 day shot of winter coming back. There's your Sunday forecast. I got 42 at 1 p.m. I think our 10-day is 46, and I really probably need to drop that tomorrow morning so we can get that 3-degree guarantee. Because I think we're going to struggle tomorrow. I mean, we got some sun, but the air mass is pretty cold. Heights are lowering and the winds will make it feel even colder. So, very chilly stuff. We'll keep the 48 first alert weather day going for Monday. We talked about that. In fact, Monday is the coldest day with temperature at 38 degrees. And I have a comment. What? Hi, Yolanda. Thank you. Appreciate that. Good morning to you. But 38 on Monday, 21 Monday night. So we're back to dripping the faucets again, most likely Sunday night and Monday night. But then we quickly turn it around. It's not here. It's not like sticking around for like a whole week. It's gone. 2.5 days and then poof, we warm back up. 52 on Tuesday with a lot of sunshine and less wind will go a long way to make it feel good. And then we get back to 60, but the drawback on Wednesday and Thursday is more clouds both days. And there's a real high chance of rain Thursday afternoon and night. Doesn't look like severe weather. It just looks like rain. Temperature around 60. And then it clears out fast enough that on Friday, whatever shower is lingering in the morning for that 20% should be out pretty quickly. And most of Friday is dry and not a bad day. And the early call for next weekend looks pretty good. I kept it dry for Saturday and Sunday, and temperatures in the low to mid to maybe even some upper 60s. Saturday temperature could actually nudge 70. And overall looking pretty good. It's just that one little dip as we go into Sunday and Monday that really sticks out like a sore thumb because it's going to be so much colder than it has been the last 7 to 10 days. But that takes you not only through February, but takes you all the way into March on the 10-day forecast. And a couple of you saying, hey, are we done with the snow chances for winter? We're going to have any winter precipitation? I boldly said back in January that we weren't going to have any precipitation winter-wise the end of the month, and we really didn't. We had some rain, but there was just that little bit of frozen precipitation at the onset of that storm, that winter storm we had that did cause some slick spots. But right now, the early part of March looks favorable for temperatures if you like it spring-like. It doesn't look really all that cold, so we'll see how it goes. Other parts of the United States, especially up in New England, the I-95 corridor from like D.C. to Boston is going to get pummeled with another winter storm this weekend into tomorrow. And some areas could pick up almost 2 feet of snow. And blizzard conditions. I think there's a blizzard warning for my hometown where I grew up in Niantic, Connecticut, which is on the coast near New London, if anybody's familiar with it. I used to live in Mystic. If you've ever watched Mystic Pizza, it's a movie with Julia Roberts. But there's a blizzard warning there. So there's impactful weather happening across much of the U.S. We get a little branch of colder air for a couple of days, but there are other areas that are going to be dealing with some incredible snow and wind. And winter fights the good fight on. I mean, there's still a couple more weeks of winter, and it's not going anywhere. We might get these stretches where the temperatures warm up, and you're like, woohoo, spring is here. And then all of a sudden I show you a graphic like that where we got a high of 38 on Monday, and you're like, oh, we're not quite out of the woods yet. But overall, it's not like an Arctic blast, but we issued alert days just to be impactful to you, is that it's going to be different the next 2 days after today than it has been the last 7 to 10. And that's why we do that. It was weird having a 6 o'clock newscast this morning. I'm not going to lie. Like, with the Olympics a couple weeks ago starting, we've been on air for 5 to 6. Then I do social media, and then I'm on for the weather extra at 8:30ish, and I stay on until about 8:45. But we did have a normal, quote unquote, normal newscast this morning from 5 to 7. We didn't have to do any cut-ins though. And tomorrow we go back to being different again. We're just 5 to 6 because I do believe the gold medal hockey game starts at 7. So they're going to start coverage early. So we'll be back to a 1-hour newscast for one more weekend. And then we get back to just being back to our normal schedule once we get into next week. And that includes those of you who watch the noon newscast. And there are a lot of you who rely on that noon newscast. We've been streaming it because of the Olympic coverage, but we'll be back to being on air for a full hour. I think some of the shows tonight, Jada will be in tonight, and I think some of the newscasts tonight may be affected by the Olympics, but I think it's one of those where it might go late into the newscast where they might start a little late at 5 p.m. And I think the 6 and 10 are okay. But obviously, Jada will be here. She'll be covering everything for you and keep you updated as well, making any adjustments to the forecast that may be needed. And it's pretty cut and dry. That forecast, again, that high for Sunday may have to come down just a couple degrees. But overall, looks pretty good. And no big storms in the forecast. No real Arctic blast of air. No really exceptional warm days either. It's just kind of status quo for the next 10. And we just got to keep an eye out for that rain on Thursday. Some of that rain Thursday, though, it might not be severe weather, but it could be some heavy rainfall, especially during the morning hours. We'll have to keep an eye on that because anytime you have rain, I don't care if it's heavy, light, moderate in the morning commute, it always makes the morning commute a bit slower. And it seems like there's more delays or not so many accidents. It's just slower. Everybody's kind of just slower. I'm talking about drive times that are increasing almost every time I do traffic when it rains. So we'll keep an eye on that. But everybody have a great weekend. Have a great Saturday for sure. If you have outdoor plans, you don't mind sunshine and cooler tomorrow, then both days are great for outdoor plans. It's like we have 64 today, but we don't have as much sun. Tomorrow's sunny, but it's not as warm, and you got a wind to go along with it. That's going to be pretty gusty. So it's like it depends on what your preferences and what you like weather-wise, but you should have plenty of time to be outdoors and not worry about get wet. And you might just shiver a little bit tomorrow when those temperatures drop. So everybody have a fantastic day. I will be back on air tomorrow, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed at 5 a.m. I look forward to hanging out with you tomorrow for Weather Extra at 8:30 a.m. And everybody have a good day. Talk to you soon.